Hey, what's up guys? My name is Joe and welcome to part 3 of 3 for Joe's Perfect Haircut System, where I tell you guys what you can do, a few tips here and there, this started out great and went downhill pretty quick. Basically, it's a series where I tell you guys a few tips and tricks on what you can do to get the best possible cut that you can get. For this final episode, we're looking at how you can communicate with your barber or hairdresser so you can get the best possible cut that you can get. Once you've selected your hairdresser, the language you use is very important so that they know exactly what you want. Giving a general description of what you're wanting to achieve will help a little bit, but if you know the key words that barbers and hairdressers understand, then they're gonna know exactly what you're trying to go for. Also, as I stated in part 1 of the series, if you have a photo or a video to show them, then a visual is a great description. As the saying goes, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so you can save 1,000 words from your mouth if you just show an image of what you're trying to achieve. Remember, you need to be realistic. If you show a picture of someone who's got completely different hair to you, then no matter what kind of magic the hairdresser tries to work, it's not gonna come close if your hair type is completely different to the image that you're showing. And now, as for the language to use, I'll start with the undercut because that's the most popular haircut that's been on my channel. An undercut simply means that the hair on the sides and the back of your head is very much shorter than the hair on top, and there's a clear distinction that you can see between the sides, the back, and the top. You can have either a faded undercut, which means that the length on the sides and the back gradually gets a little bit longer from the bottom up, or you can have a complete disconnected undercut, which means that the sides and the back are the same short length from the bottom to the top around this area, and it's a complete disconnected length from the sides to the top. Does that make sense? If you want to go shorter on the sides and the back, but you don't want a complete undercut, then well, ask for exactly that. It's best to say that you want the hair on the sides and the back of your head to be trimmed and shortened a little bit, but you still want the length between the sides and the back to blend into the top of the hair of your hair. This will make sure that you don't have a noticeable distinction between the length on the sides and the top, because it is blended together, and it's generally a more professional look if you're in a business environment or professional environment. Of course, undercuts can look professional too, but it's kind of, again, going back to your face shape and just your overall look and what you're wanting to go for. So just to recap, an undercut means that there's a clear distinction between the length on the sides and the top, and if you ask for it to be blended, then they should know to blend the length from the sides to the top so that there's not that clear distinction. Capiche? Okay, so now here's a few key words that barbers and hairdressers understand that you can use to best communicate with them. First word is taper. A tapered neckline means that a number 0 is used at the base of your neck and it gets progressively longer as you move towards the top. A tapered neckline tends to look more natural than just having a sharp cut off. Second word is a fade. As explained before, a fade is similar to a taper, but actually for the sides of your head rather than the back. If you get a fade on the sides, it means that you're going from shorter to longer as you go up. Fades tend to look, again, a little bit more natural than just having a straight cut off like the disconnected undercut. However, the disconnected undercut was one of my favorite haircuts a little while ago. Now I'm experimenting a little bit more with fades, and I should have an upcoming video for that as well. The third word is blend. This is a recap to what I said earlier as well, but a blend just means that there's not going to be a noticeable distinction with any hair lengths happening on your head. If you have your sides blended into the top, it means that the shortness or whatever length you have on the sides will not be a straight cut off from the length on top. So blend is just a natural progression kind of all over your head. And finally, the fourth word is texturizing / thinning out. Now this is something that's usually only necessary for people with thick hair. If you ask for your hair to be thinned out, then your stylist is going to take out excess bulk without actually removing length. So if you've got really thick hair, it thins it out a little bit, but it doesn't actually reduce the length of the hair itself. And this in turn usually allows you to have extra volume when you're styling your hair. Finally, this last tip is a personal tip of mine, and it's something that I've struggled with many times when I've gotten a haircut at somewhere new. So I finally figured out what I need to say so that this doesn't happen. As you guys know, I like having a lot of length in the fringe area. However, from my experience, hairdressers love cutting hair off, sometimes more than you wish they would. So to make sure that they don't cut too much length off, if you're actually not wanting to have length cut off, tell them that you're simply growing the top of your hair out. As soon as you say that you're growing your hair out, they understand that you're not trying to get too much length taken off, and that way that's going to refrain them from being like, ooh, let's take it shorter. If at the end of your haircut you feel like you do have too much length still, then ask for an inch or two taken off. But this is a lot safer than simply saying don't cut too much hair off the fringe, because that can be interpreted differently by whoever's cutting your hair. So I would start off by saying don't take any length off, you know, I'm growing my hair out, and then if you need to at the end say, okay, let's take 1 or 2 inches off, or however many inches you want taken off. And with that final tip, we are now finished with Joe's Perfect Haircut System, the 3-part system where blah 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 blah, everything that I've already said. I hope you were taking notes, because there was a lot of information, and if you missed anything, well, that's fine, you can just watch it again. That's the beauty of, you know, videos, I guess. That's it there, that's the end of Joe's Perfect Haircut System. Hope that it works for you, and I'll see everyone next time, probably back on my channel.